Okay, we're live. Hello, everybody. All right, we'll give it a few minutes and see if we can get some people to come on here. Ann and I will just kind of chat a little bit. And then once I start seeing people come on, I will give our spill about our live today.
Mhm.
Um, yes, we'll get into it. But I just want to kind of see if we can get people on and then we'll go from there. But so yeah, so you're feeling a lot of mucus up here and you've got a lot coming out of your nose, you said this past week and stuff.
So much. All like from
Good.
around here, this whole area, but it's like, but and goes up to my nasal. I learned what it is. I learned how the stomach channels sit in your, like in
Okay.
your, through your body, through your
Okay.
fascia, and then they connect through here. And there's also like your gallbladder channel and your liver channel, and they all run through the back here. And that's why you have that big lymphatic system that sits there and nervous system but
Okay.
it's all like little channels, like little stomach channels, and they go all into your nasal cavity, and you can feel it in your eyes. I don't know. It's how the parasites travel through your whole body, is through these different stomach channels. But
Some those now those would be like the blood flukes, right? And the candida, because those are kind of like what I real
Candida's a big one.
candida's not a parasite, it's a
No,
fungus. Okay,
yeah.
there's different between the parasites and it's still
So it's like a mold
it's still
growing
an invader.
out of
It's
your
still an
body,
invader.
right?
Yeah, huh?
Is it like so? It's like a so the way I imagine it, it's like a mold growing out from inside your body.
Moss.
Yeah,
Moss. Like a
because
moss.
my ex's girlfriend, she when I used to talk to her, she told me that in the morgue, like when they get a dead body, the one thing that will just grow and sprout out of them, and they have to block it all, like part of like what they do to a dead body, is because this mold just grows. As soon as someone dies, it just like grows out of your
Mm-hmm.
mouth, your nose, your eyes, and
Mm-hmm.
like it's
Mm-hmm.
this mold. But when you told me, I'm like, oh, that must be what it is. It's the candida. It's like,
Yeah.
and it grows out from your body. But
It's still a living organism. It's just like a lot
Mhm,
more of them. They're like more like a colonial, kind of
mhm.
colonial type,
Yeah,
Um,
like
mhm,
mushroom type
sort of,
thing.
yeah, it's kind of, yeah. And then there was this guy who got in trouble. It's kind of disgusting, but he was growing mushrooms out of human bodies.
Yes, yes. Ew,
Hmm.
I saw
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We've got some viewer. Okay. You guys, welcome to Anne and Claudine's live. We are the parasite gurus, I guess you can say. Anything parasite, anything that has to do with anything like that, we are all about it because that's what we're here to do is help you guys learn how to clean your system, get healthy, and to learn about these critters that are inside of our body. We're really not allowed to use that word, so we'll be using other words, you guys, because we've been getting censored for using that word. So that tells us that we're onto something. But let me go ahead and do my little disclaimer. Um, We're here for entertainment purposes only, but we do take what we say very seriously. And it is for the people who have the eyes to see it and the ears to hear it. Our type of conversations are not just for anybody. They're for people who I like to call the more advanced spiritual people, the ones that are like just really confused and lost about like what is going on because they've been kind of following this modern day spirituality or what's the other word for it? Modern
New
day
age.
and new age
New age.
spiritual. Anne and I do not promote that type of spirituality, nor do we practice anything that has to do with that because we believe in not giving our power up to nothing and to nobody. And so we just talk about what our spirituality is, and that is about cleaning the vessel and loving yourself. And
Mhm.
we are not doctors, we are not nurses. We don't know anything about Western medicine, nor do we know anything about Australia medicine because Anne is from Australia. So we just talk from our anecdotal evidence. And I am a practitioner of this, and I talk about my clients' anecdotal evidence too that I've seen with them. And I don't ever mention their names for privacy unless they let me. So there we go. Our little spill is done. I am Claudine with Elevated by Claudine. Thank you and welcome to our live today. And here's Anne. I'll let Anne go ahead and give a brief hello to you guys too.
I'm Anne. I live in Australia. I work as a waitress. I have two children. I grew up in Thailand for half my life, and then I've done half here because I'm half half. But yeah, I read energy really, really well. I had a very um I guess what profound. I had a very big experience back in 2020, and yeah, and it made me have to like meditate, go quiet, figure out what was happening, and on a spiritual level and on a physical level, because physically my body was manifesting lots of like problems and illnesses, and like I was physically sick too. So um yeah, from what I heard, it's called like the spiritual manifesting in a physical form. So that's what I was taught, what was kind of going on in my body. But yeah, it taught me how to work with energy a lot more, a lot better. And I met Claudine through it, and she has taught me many things, many, many,
Yes.
many things.
We
Yeah.
have been soul sisters. We don't know. We have been connected since the day we met, which was through a Facebook Messenger, and a very weird story with that. And we don't even believe in any of that stuff anymore. It's so funny.
It was, I think I was attacking you about Trump. I think that's how it started. I attacked you about Trump. I'm like,
Yeah.
how can you support this man? Then I sent
Well,
you all these pictures of him with like young girls, and I'm like, he's like the rest of them. That was
yeah. But first we made friends though, because you sent me a message through
yes,
Messenger, and then and it had to do with the whole what was that called again? The GF Galactic Federation and
yes,
Ashtar thing. Did an Ashtar, and then
yes.
I appeared. So that was a good thing about all of that. I don't understand how that all worked,
Me neither.
because none of that really is real. But anyways, okay. We've
Like
grown
I
up a
said, it
lot
was a
since then.
profound experience.
It was. Either way, we got connected, and ever since that day, we have pretty much not gone one day without talking to each other and sharing our experiences. I really don't know where I would be today without Anne, to be honest with you, because she was the only person on this planet who understood what I was going through.
Mm.
So, hey, Victor, Victor's here.
Hello.
Victor from Louisiana, and he said, "Don't forget not to say the P word." Yes, Victor, and help us remind us. Okay, it's hard for us to not say that word because that's all we ever talk about.
Just call them the critters. They're the
I know
critters.
the critters, the critters. Okay, so he says, don't forget. So he's reminding us, thank you, Victor. You are the best of the best. Then he says, fasting is a good thing. Going days without eating. It's a shame they want to take our freedom from us. Victor, they're not going to take our freedom from us, okay? They're not going, they took it from us a long time ago. And they wrapped us
Yeah.
up in a flag and told us we could wear anything we want. And we thought that was freedom.
We don't have freedom.
We don't have freedom, honey.
We
We've been
don't.
living in the one world order for quite some time.
Yeah. They just found a way to make more shiny things so people don't realize that they're slaves. but
Yes,
you have
yes.
but you have to buy those things. You have to work their system to buy those shiny things. That's how it works. And they
Yep.
tell you you're free.
Yep. Then they tell, yeah, they give us this illusion. It's nothing but an illusion. They make
Delusion.
us think we're free because we think we can eat what we want, we wear what we want,
Yeah.
we think we can work where we want, but it's an all illusion. But Victor, we know you know this because you are very high elevated yourself. And yes, fasting is very good. Fasting is the best thing you can do for the body, honestly.
Hmm.
Um, be careful though, because I don't want you losing too much weight, and you do
Hmm.
need a little bit of nutrition in that body. Just saying.
Hmm. You just don't want
Um,
to stress out your gut. Whatever
yeah,
you
we
do, you
don't want
don't
you.
want to be
Yeah,
stressed out.
we don't want you stressing out. So we try to go low and slow. And then he says, I met Anne through a spiritual group on Messenger. People were wanting to argue with her, saying that all kundalinis come from the root, and she said that hers comes from the heart.
Is that what?
That's so
Oh,
funny. That is
Victor,
so cute. That
you're
is
so
so
sweet.
cute.
But that's what
He
I
is.
got told. I had done acupuncture that day, and it was my first time. And I was telling him, like, oh, like, I think some of this energy is from like like kundalini energy, but I don't really understand it. And he goes, "Oh, my wife works with that stuff because she works with all like Indian food and what's like that kind of what do you call it? Ayurvedic or something type of
Ayurvedic.
medicine."
Mhm.
Yes. Like what's good to eat for like this kind of thing, but it's also based on spiritual. And he's like, "Oh, the in women, it comes from the heart." He goes, "That's why a woman, when she's in love, it goes to the root, and that's the whole idea." She opens, so it's still at the root. It's still based at the root. That's where it's going to come up from. But in a woman, for it to explode, the energy to explode in her, the heart has to explode, and then that will wake up. And it made sense. It does make sense. Like if you look at men, men can just go out and like go with any girl and like have no attachment, and it's just that energy that's, their root chakra. Whereas a female, it's very attached to the heart, that root chakra. When she falls in love with a man, it's a very intense kind of root chakra activation, because it's, her heart that's activating it. Does that make sense? It made
Yeah,
sense when he told me, but
yeah, you know me, I'm not too much into all this Kundalini stuff.
no, I don't recommend it.
I yeah, I'm confused enough with a lot of this esoteric stuff, and I'm just like, okay, even though I do believe that I possibly have had a white light Kundalini, I've explained it to you. Now that happened in 2020. That was quite some time.
Mhm.
And then I just tucked it away and said, okay, that's a good thing because you said it was a white light Kundalini. And then I just said, okay, well, that initiation happened. Let's move forward.
Yeah. Don't get hung up on it. Is
No,
always the
no,
best.
no. My whole
And
thing has been detoxing. You know that. My whole thing is like, no, I've got to get myself healed. I need to heal myself. I need to figure out how to clean this vessel. That's been my whole thing the whole time. And just, eating right and figuring this energetic body, because I
mhm,
know I'm all energy, and trying to
mhm,
figure this out and trying to not be, to live in the world but not be of the world, it's
mhm,
a lot, and then to be able to be grounded so that people, so, I can be part of, the family unit and have
mhm,
friends and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
mhm. I think it's
You
important. I think when you go through anything that's like super full on spiritual, you have to remember, you have to stay grounded, because you might be experiencing all kinds of things, but people around you are still in 3D, and you have to be able to ground yourself to be around them, not them come up to where you are.
Yeah,
You
yeah, you
gotta,
meet them. Yeah, I've learned to meet people where they're at. You've
yeah,
seen my journey. I will
yeah,
not it's not easy for me just to go out and go do something that just random, like random people do, normal humans.
yeah,
I can't do that. I know you can't do that either.
no,
I mean, you just couldn't take me to Disneyland. It wouldn't work. It would.
no. My friend, when I first broke up with my ex, I think it was like 6 7 years ago. I hadn't gone to a club in like 18 years, and she took me out for dinner and went into the night. And she took me out to a few of the bars, like weren't quite nightclubs, but they were close. And like the next morning, I just burst out crying. I just like was super emotional and like, oh my god, that was a horrible night. I just like I'm never doing that again.
Yeah,
I was so depressed.
I know. I hear you. I
Oh,
I can't.
horrible.
No, I can't do a whole lot of. Yeah, I just there's a lot of things I can't do, but it's okay
Yeah.
though. My life is still full, and I have the friends I do have in it. That it's not easy to hang out with us because
No, no.
no.
It's just different.
Mm-mm.
I feel like I absorb energy. Like when I go into different situations, I'm kind of learning this about myself. When I go into different situations, I might go in fine and my life is fine. But when I go into that situation, especially if there's a lot of people, I'm going to absorb an energy from that space that I'm in. And I have to process it, and it has to come out of me, because it's inside. Like if it makes, say if I go to like, a funeral, and I'm sitting there, even if I didn't know the person, I'm going to absorb a particular energy from that space. And when I leave, it's going to be like, oh, and I'll have to like let it come out of my body, come out of my energy and put myself back to my own energy. So that I just find I have to be more careful where I put myself and what spaces I'm letting myself be in, because I'm going to absorb what surrounds me. And I've just become more conscious of that kind of stuff. So I think a lot of people, if they thought about it, would realize they feel that this is the same with them, but you just don't, you don't put two and two together. You might, go home and get real angry, but not realize that situation, where you just were gave you like an edginess and you had to get
Mhm.
it out. So,
Well, Nova messaged me saying that can you pick up from other people's energy? Can you absorb their energy? And I was like, she gave me a whole, this is what she sent me. Okay. I okay. She sent me, I was wondering I was wondering, can people drain you even just being near you with no conversation?
yep.
And I said, absolutely, yes, they can. Energy is real, and our bodies and fields are constantly exchanging frequencies, even without words, just like how you can feel the vibe shift when someone walks into a room. Some people carry heavy, chaotic, parasitic energy that pulls from others. Unconsciously, okay, unconsciously. And then I said something about our life. And then she said, I did hear most of it. I have been trying to be more conscious. I kind of have a life where there are always people around me. And I woke up yesterday more drained than ever before. I smoked with a friend, barely spoke, fell asleep on my couch. And yeah, my friend left, but it was later than I asked. And it really was like, I don't know what is happening with my body. I have multiple things happening. Mind you, you guys, Nova is one of my clients who's detoxing off of 14 pharmaceuticals and has a pacemaker and two golden rods around her arteries. And then I told her that totally makes sense. And honestly, what you're describing is a real energetic experience. When you're becoming more conscious and your system is healing or shifting, you start to notice these things more clearly. It's like your body's radar is getting sharper and it's showing you what no longer align. Being around people, especially those who are energetically heavy, scattered, or unaware, can absolutely drain you, even if there's no deep conversation. Smoking can open up your energetic fields even more, making you more susceptible to what's in someone else's aura or emotional state. And when you're already dealing with multiple things, detox, physical shifts, emotional layers, it's like your energy budget is stretched thin. Your body isn't just tired, it's communicating, it's asking for rest, solitude, energy, boundaries, and probably more intentional grounding. You're not crazy, you're awakening. And that's the process reveals when your energy is leaking and what needs to be cleared or protected. Be gentle with yourself and trust that your body knows exactly what it's doing. You're in a major transition, and that is sacred. I'm sorry that is very long, but these are my clients, and when they're going through something, I take the time to do the things I have to do for them, to respond back to them, because this is they don't know. They're, just like you and I, we had no one to help coach us, and we had to figure this out between both. We had each other.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
yeah, you guys, it's very
Hmm.
crazy out there right now.
I'm just going to say it, but going down the physical route, going down the critters, killing the critters and all that kind of stuff route was my best, the best. Like I got the most healing in that than anything else. Like not spiritual, not meditating, not getting all into Kundalini energy. Nope, it was just going down the detox route. Clean out your body. Do it physically. Find ways to get your chi nice and clean moving through your body. I did acupuncture, get the digestive system going and just clean the toxins out, stop using deodorant, stop spraying perfume on my body, stop dyeing my hair, do it natural, stop using chemicals and just
Getting your
detox.
nails done.
Oh yeah, no, I do not do my nails. I don't even paint them. I am an all
I
natural
will
stuff.
never forget the day when I told you that I'm like, you gotta stop dyeing your hair.
Yeah, I remember. I literally
I slipped
stopped.
it. You freaked out on it. You're like, hey,
Yeah,
what? What? What?
yeah,
I'm like, there's henna.
yeah. No, now I go to the shop and they do a natural, like, they do it's no chemicals in it, but it washes out after a while. But yeah, I'm not dyeing my hair. Like I used to have
You
really
say
blonde hair.
yeah.
You,
I'll never
you,
forget when you sent me the text of you with your dark hair and you go, I'm getting used to my dark side.
oh yeah. I always had blonde hair because I'm like, when my hair is dark, I feel like my darkness comes to the top. But I'm like, I have to face it. I was always told, like, you have to go back to your natural hair at some point. I'm like, yeah, one day. But
I know that was the last thing I think you did. That was the very last change you had to
yeah.
make as far
Well,
as you putting chemicals on your body. And
oh, yeah.
I was hoping you'd figure that one out on your own, but I'll never forget that day.
No.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to tell her, aren't I?
I had no idea. I just thought I was bleaching my hair. Like I didn't realize that that's chemicals and parasites and feeding them, and it
It
all
was the heavy
seeps into
metals.
your head,
Yeah,
heavy metals,
the
and
heavy
it's all
metals. It
seeping
detached.
into
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
always trying to clear. I find my head, like my channels in my inside, my actual head, the lymphatic system is the hardest to clean out. Like it's so deep and it's so connected to all your um, organs, and but I can feel them all, like these channels that run up through to the back of my, like, here. And I think it's like your fascia. I think I'm feeling like a lot of my fascia. But the hardest place to break it all down and stuff is up in the head. And if you think about it, as you age, your face is always what goes first. And I think the channels just get like all
And it
plaque and stuff.
changes, and it changes.
Yeah, it does. And
And
it's
that's
not
your liver,
supposed
and that's
to.
your kidneys, and your spleen.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Uh,
The channels actually run all the
mm-hmm.
way up to your face and
Mm-hmm.
head.
You
And
get the funny chin, you get the
yeah,
dark eyes. And I
yeah.
love what Victor just put. You had a blonde hair as a profile picture a year ago.
That's my profile picture. I just like it. It's cute.
No, it's pretty. No, it's a good picture. Yeah, Victor, that.
I had blonde
Yeah,
hair.
she really enjoyed getting her hair done and doing,
Yeah.
and I just I had to tell her so many things, like, so I just kind of like when she got off the nail polish, she got off the perfume, she got off a lot of
Hmm.
stuff. And
Hmm.
then like I said, I was kind of hoping she'd figure out the whole hair dye thing, but yeah, I ended up having to break
Oh,
that
I was
one
so
too.
sad because as I get older, all my grays start to grow through. So I just go blonde, and it's like once it kind of grows with all the everything else, it all just blends in together. So it was a good like for my beauty side, it was a good like choice to go do that. But yeah, sometimes even if it's like for your beauty, if it's bad for your health, you just got to find an alternative that's natural. Like I'm a very carnal person, and I was very much so. I've like had full on transformation because like I was all about what was like best looking on me, and I couldn't imagine anyone seeing like just a strand of gray hair on me. Like it just all had to be perfect. I had to look perfect. But once my health started to suffer and I was so desperate to feel better and feel normal again, and you know kill off or fix what's going on. And you said chemicals, and you said, critters and toxins and all that. You taught me about all that stuff. I just went, no, my health is way more important than than the way I look.
Well, I just told you to
And,
keep going on this loop de loop. You're doing these cleanse, you're trying this, you're trying that, but that none of that's ever, you're going to get stuff out, don't get me wrong, but if you're still adding those heavy metals, it's just going to be a
you're just
complete,
feeding.
like a revolving door that you're just
Yeah.
going around. And yeah, you just keep feeding it. And because I stopped dyeing my hair, I was 30. I think the last time I dyed my hair was after I
Really.
had after I had my fourth child.
Hmm.
And I've never dyed my hair since. And then, as you know, I'm getting ready to turn 56. So it's been quite a while. It's been
Yours
over
looks good.
20. Yeah, I don't, me, I've always just wanted healthy hair. Give me my healthy hair. Let me be healthy. My whole thing is let me be healthy. I've never really wore makeup. I look terrible in makeup,
Mm,
except I like
makeup's
mascara.
so
I like
bad.
a little bit of mascara, which you can use castor oil for mascara.
Mm,
Um, yeah, that's my mascara. I put that on every night before I go to bed. I rub my eyes with it, and then around the lips.
yeah, but even
Yeah,
lipstick, I've seen you got to be careful. You know, the organisms and stuff that live in that, and from like the different chemicals and stuff they put in there, the same as parasites. And there's just parasites and critters in everything.
everything causes them or feeds them, and I don't.
Yeah,
I
even
don't.
eyeliner, like
Yeah.
eyeliner has a heavy metal, so now I'm gonna go buy like the one from the Himalayas because it's like pure natural. So yeah, because apparently you put it on, and I've seen like little things that come out of my eyelids and stuff. So it's like, oh no, this is true. They're just everywhere. If you give them a something to like feed from, they're gonna be there.
Yeah, they're gonna you create an environment. You create that
Yeah.
environment that they're gonna feast off of. And you know, these things just didn't resonate with me. Makeup didn't look good on me. I have freckles. I would have different color skin everywhere. I was like, I just feel ridiculous here. And then so I just never got into that flow. And with me, I always thought that I felt the most beautiful when I was pregnant. I love that glow that I would have
Mm-hmm.
naturally, you know, because
Mm-hmm.
you do everything so healthy. And then
All the estrogen.
yes, and then I remember like I used to love when I'd get off of a motorcycle and my hair would be blown, just blown straight with the wind and having a little bit of sun. I always thought that always gave me a better look than any makeup did, any
Mm-hmm.
hairstyle. And so I've always tried to reach that, even as I'm getting older, you know, like, no, I just want that glow. And then come to find out that the glow that I've been so attracted to is because we actually have this natural glow that we're supposed to have because we come from golden dust. And the creator showed me this. He showed me that I come from mother who co-created the golden dust, the golden us, the human, and gave us breath. And then that was life. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I do
okay, we
think we
got
have a natural glow within that's supposed to come out for
I do,
sure.
yeah, and I'm always trying to reach that natural glow. I love it when people come up to me and they're like, what do you do? Like, what you
Mm-hmm.
have this very nice glow about you, have this nice
Mm-hmm.
complexion, or whatever it is that they're trying to articulate what they're seeing in me. And I'm just like, yeah, well, it's because I don't put crap on me. I don't do
Mm-hmm.
anything.
Or eat
Um,
crap. What you eat also comes out of your pores, and comes out from your armpit smell and your
mhm.
breath. So what you
I
eat.
do I do a lot. It's not that I don't do nothing. I do everything that I need to do so that I can keep myself healthy. And you're right about those smells. Okay, Victor said, I want to have a healthy hair again. I suffer from hair loss. Alopecia, which my dad went
Alopecia.
bald around my age. Yeah, Victor, it's okay. If you don't have hair, maybe bald will look good on you. If this
Oh.
isn't inherited, I do believe there's things that you can do for your hair, but it's going to take a long time. Anne will tell you.
Mm.
I had very thin, brittle hair when she first met me. I was the reason why I didn't want to go live is because I was so self-conscious about it. But my hair now is growing in areas
Mm-hmm. It's
that
very
that
full.
is very full. I've got,
Mm-hmm.
I've manifested. I wanted my hair back like when I was a child. I've never had a big, thick head of hair. That's never been me. But I have no hair in my body, period. So I don't have
Mm-hmm.
armpit hairs. I don't have hairs on my leg. I've never had to shave. So I think
Mm-hmm.
it's an inheritance thing. Yeah, my aunts are the same way. My mom's the same way. So it's something inherited. And I have one child who's the same too, and he happens to be a boy, my baby. And all the men just envy him because he's like, God, you're lucky you don't have to shave. But you shouldn't shave anyways. Like that's just so stupid.
Yeah,
But
but some women have a lot of hair on their bodies. I feel bad for them.
but who
I
can
don't
like,
have I have no
that's their
hair.
antennas. It's okay. You know what I mean? It's just because they made it a fashion and
Mm.
they made it in fashion to not want to have body on the hair. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But anyways,
No,
I
I don't think
mean,
there's anything wrong with it. I don't
I
judge.
don't, yeah,
I just
I
feel
don't,
bad
yeah.
for them because society tells you that doesn't look good. So,
I just call them little
mm.
Chia pets. Look at you, you got all the hair on your back and your ears. Like, but I don't. I don't think it makes them look awful. I'm sorry. It
No.
just does not bother me. Even if you're bald, I don't think it makes you look awful. Actually, I think
No.
baldness makes you look sophisticated. That is
Mm.
mine.
Some women love bald-headed men. Some women,
Mm-hmm.
it's a thing for them. It's just all
Mm-hmm.
about the bald head.
Yep.
Yeah. Embrace it. If that's what life has given you, embrace it.
Yeah, I love it, Victor. But there, I think there are things to help you grow hair again. It's just a lot. You'd really have to get very serious about it, very serious. And it would just be a certain nutrients and certain things that you need to eat and not eat. And I'm sure you could figure this out. There's
Mm-hmm.
biotin. Biotin is very important. That's why you go bald, because you don't have biotin. And biotin is another thing that's really good for the mitochondria too, and
Mm.
so it's another one of like the
I've heard
enzyme
that.
things. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Biotin's what helped me with my hair, to get my hair to grow in areas that it needed to grow.
Mhm.
But love yourself, Victor. You're just fine the way you are. I promise. There's nothing wrong with you. You're a beautiful, beautiful human.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Um, okay, so all right, you guys. I guess with all the chit chat that we get done in the beginning, I guess we can get to it. I have a lot of notes. Where should we start? Okay, so I guess we can start with what happened with us this week. Hey, and you guys chime in, add comments here if you can, okay? Let us know what you got going on, because I'm seeing so much crazy stuff out there. A
Me
lot of
too.
people's karma is coming right back in their face, right
Yeah.
straight away.
I've been saying this is going to happen for a long time, and no
Hmm.
one's listening.
Yeah.
But
Yep,
it's
she
the
has.
simulation. The simulation is speeding up. So before, pre-2020, the simulation used to work on a loop, but the loop went for a lot longer, and we weren't aware of the loop. Whereas now the loop literally is like recycling itself every single year. We're seeing what happened pre-2020, but now it's on a loop every single year. We're watching this loop with people. And it's like an energy, whatever you put out there, it's recycling back at you a lot faster than it ever used to.
Mhm.
I have become aware of this, so I'm very cautious of my energy, what I put out there. Sometimes I learned this lesson because, like, 3 years ago, I said something very horrible about someone, and as I it left my mouth, I heard and I felt this is gonna bite you, and you're gonna feel this back at you. That when this person hears it, and 2 days later, I couldn't find my cat. 3 days later, we found him, and his whole back had been stomped in. And as soon as I saw that, I knew exactly why that happened. And from that point on, that was like my wake up call to, like, be very careful of everything you say, every way you treat anyone, everything you put out there, because it's going to come back at you, and it's going to come back at you fast. And I teach this to my daughter. I teach this to my son when I can, but especially my daughter, I really teach her this one, because it's like the sooner you can switch on to this, the better your life is going to be, because you're going to be more careful about what you're saying with if you're gossiping, all your energy that's going out there, because you don't want it coming back at you. So you can be a lot more careful in your in
Yes,
your doings.
I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Words are energy.
Mm-hmm.
They're very strong energy. And
Mm-hmm.
so, and then if you're going to go ahead and you're going to jump on, right now we've got a lot of our leaders of of our country is trying to separate us and create more hatred and chaos and dysfunction. And if you're going to feed into that, and you're going to continue to cause this and support what you're being influenced by, and continue with that hatred, especially posting,
Mm-hmm.
re-talking about it, and you're giving your energy to this, you better watch out, because it's going to come back to you 10 times fold, because this energy that's coming in, the new energy, because we are changing energies, things are changing.
Yep.
God's got this planet, and so does Mother Gaia, and they are not going to allow this. I was told this many years ago, several years ago. I remember I told you, Anne, that there's going to come a day when that when the jerk ass who rips you off, the narcissistic person, and all those who get away with so much, they get away with everything. They can fall in a pile of shit and come out smelling like a rose every single time. There's going to come a day when that person isn't going to be like that no more because the energies are
Mhm.
going to change so much they won't be able to sleep at night. In fact, they're probably going to get very sick. That's why they're not going to be able to sleep at night. And it's
Yeah.
happening. I'm seeing it. We're starting
Right.
to get into where this is this karmic loop that everyone has themselves on
Mhm.
is just going to keep coming and hitting them and hitting them. I have
Mhm.
three three different scenarios that I can talk about that happened last week. I watched three different people get, first of all, they were posting and they were talking very negative about another race. Um, and they continue to do that in conversations everywhere else. And those three people got into some bad car accidents and got hit by illegal aliens. Well, yeah,
Same.
yep. Three different people that I know. This all happened last week. And they're all safe and stuff, but their cars are totaled. And they got hit by somebody who was not an American and they didn't have insurance. And it's just kind of, it's kind of a normal thing here for that kind of stuff to happen, which is unfortunate. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sorry they did that. But at the same time, maybe they shouldn't be talking the way that they're talking.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
yeah, and it's kind of funny because, like, literally, let's just say all their posts went out on Monday, and by
Mhm.
Friday, all of them lost their cars. And
Yeah.
now they have a bunch of trauma to the body.
Oh my goodness. See, it's the
Yeah.
simulation. It's just, it comes back around and it
Hmm.
gets you. And it gets you in the strangest ways or the most obvious ways, but it's there. And when you see
But
it, you
do
know
they
it.
see it? But will
They don't.
these people see
They
it? Will
don't.
these people
We
sit
see it.
back? Will
No,
they
we
sit
see
back
it.
and
No.
say, what, why did I cause this? Especially for some of these people, this isn't their first accident. This is like their third or fourth accident, like in the last 2 or 3 years.
Hmm.
Are they
No,
going to sit back? Are they
no.
going to sit back and say, okay, what is it that I'm doing that is causing this? And then look what happened with my children when they went on their trip. Look at all the bad stuff that happened as they were getting there. They literally had a tire on fire coming at them on the freeway, full speed ahead.
Oh my goodness. I would like be cleansing my space from curses.
Oh my gosh, if I had a fire tire coming at me, oh my God, I would have turned around and went home. I wouldn't have left. I'm not going anywhere.
Oh my goodness. Your family is under attack.
Yeah, well, there's 5 children and I mean, there's a lot of us. When you have a big family, you're always going to have a lot of extra stuff.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But
Yes.
the average person doesn't see this stuff. They just keep they get freaked out, but then they get over it, they get distracted, and it's just on to the next shiny thing. And
And
that's why people go on loops.
yes, and the
Yeah.
reason why I'm kind of talking about this instead of getting into what we are scripted to talk about is
Mhm.
because of this. Is because I know Victor's here watching, and I want him this to I want this to kind of hit him in a way. He said, "I've been noticing that I've been feeling bad when I do negative stuff. Usually, I don't feel bad when I get angry. I feel bad afterwards, and I usually don't feel bad about it now. Feel bad about it now. I do." Yes, Victor, what you've been doing is not going to work for you no more, hon. It's
Mm,
not going to work.
no,
So, getting angry at things, you're just going to make yourself sick. You're going to make your liver sick. You're going to make your kidney sick. You're going to make your gallbladder sick. You're going to make your spleen sick. You're not doing any benefit. You,
no.
it's all about cause and effect. Cause and effect. That's what the karma cycle is about. The karma road. The
Mm-hmm.
whatever energy comes at you, the way you react to it is what's going to come back to you.
Exactly, exactly. Because
Yes.
and you can get off that karmic cycle that you're on by changing the way you do things. Like people think that karma is like it is just the one set way and we all get karma, but you can get off that karmic cycle just by changing the way you do things, you know. Yeah, I don't, it's a strange one to explain, but
It's a
to say,
7 year cycle. You get a 7 year cycle of your
mhm,
karma. If you
mhm,
cannot create it, any your cause and effect, if your cause and your effect is very good, and you are putting out good, you have good reactions to everything. Like me, look at, I just broke my foot, you guys, 3 weeks ago. Now, if I had
mhm,
been around walking around saying, "Oh, fuck this, I broke my foot, I can't do this," da, 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 and just been a nag about it, what is that going to generate me? No, when I
mhm,
broke my foot, I looked at it and I said, okay, Claudine, what's going
mhm,
on here?
mhm.
You
Exactly.
crippled yourself pretty good. You got things to do. And I blessed it and I said, okay, I understand. I've got to slow down. And another thing was what I learned is that I just can't run no more. Running has got, Spirit literally took my foot, broke my foot, and said, "You're not running, Claudine," because I kept insisting on running when I've
Kept
known
saying
for
to
a
you,
year.
stop running.
Hmm.
Let's
They
find a different way.
find a different way, work on that lymphatic system, and
Lymphatic.
you concentrate on that lymphatic system, and you find a different way. And
Yeah,
that's where the message is. And
yeah,
I I can see why I had to break my foot, because I probably would still be out there trying to run, you guys, because
yeah,
it's just what I know, and it's easy for me. I can run a
yeah.
mile in like 9 minutes. So it's easy workout for me, but it's
Mhm,
not working for me no more, because what was working for us no longer will work for us in these new energy. And that is a prime example, you guys. And
mhm.
yes, and it's not that it's karma that I built. Maybe it
No,
is. Well,
no.
it could be
That's what I
because
mean.
I
That's
was,
not karmic.
huh?
That's not a karmic thing to happen to you. Like you don't break your foot because you did something bad. Like that's how
Right.
people
Yeah,
see
it doesn't
karma.
work that way. No, it does not work
No,
that way. You're
you
correct. You're
you
correct.
broke your foot because it wasn't good, no longer good for you, and you kept doing it. But it wasn't like, oh, that's bad luck on you breaking your foot. That's what I mean. Like when people think everything bad happening to them, oh, that's karma. Oh, I'm getting karma from 20 years ago. It's like, no, no. It's like now. Like, and if you recognize it, you don't really get karma in life. You just get like your cause, like you said, your cause and effect. It's more of like it's like a
Hmm.
simulation that just whatever energy you put out there, it's going to come back at you. Does
Hmm.
that make sense? Like
It
it's
does.
not, yeah.
Mhm. And you
It,
attract what you are. The energy you put in there, you're going to attract back. And I
yeah.
have to say, I'm very abundant and I'm very happy. And I know that I got off the karmic wheel, I want to say maybe about a year ago. About a year
Yeah.
ago, I feel that I've been completely off of the karmic wheel. I paid my dues and
Yeah.
I'm off that loop. And
Mm-hmm.
I just don't, when bad things happen, I just say, okay, I know there's a silver lining here. Everything's going to be okay. Because
Mm-hmm.
that is what the creator has told me the most, especially when I astral traveled a long, long, long time ago up to the higher realms. And that was the number one. The only thing I heard spirit tell me, what was my dad, all only words he would say to me, Claudine, it's going to be okay. Claudine, it's going to be okay. And I kept asking all these questions and I was like, where am I? What are we doing? And the only answer I got was, Claudine, it's going to be okay.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It is. So I say that a lot. I should get that referenced. And so Nova's here. Hi, Nova. We were
I
talking about you
know.
earlier. I just read our text messages about what you sent me, what I sent you back, because you're feeling so much on the energetic field right now. And that I also wanted to let you know that walls don't protect you, hon. Even if you have a wall between you and your neighbor, you can still feel their energies. So,
Absolutely. You can feel the energy of just like if you go sleep in like say a new apartment building and you've never slept there before, you go to sleep and you can feel the energy of that whole apartment building sometimes. Like you'll have all the spirits that might be creeping around in there to visit you in your dreams. Like you can energy is like such a strong thing. I find energy more strong than the human. Like what we feel, what we experience, what we feel, what we pick up is so much more than what we are experiencing in the human in our human form, what we're touching, what we're I think energy is like it's everything. Like sometimes
it
I have
is
a
everything.
it is.
It
Sometimes
is
I have a water
everything.
Sometimes I haven't watered my plants in a while, and every time I walk by the plants, I just hear like, "We're thirsty. We're what?" It's like, "Oh, I gotta water these plants." Like it's like that everything talks to each other. It's all alive.
It's all alive, and you know you can hear these plants. You know you can hear the animals. My plants, same
Yes.
thing. My plants were telling me last week because we heated up really fast here in Arizona. You guys, we've been over 100 degrees now for about 2 weeks, and so now I have to start watering my plants 2 to 3 times a week because even though I have my AC, they still can feel it. And yeah,
Mhm.
so the plants, I always hear my
I
plants. I
hear
hear my
them.
plants. Oh my gosh, they
Yeah.
were singing the other night. Oh my gosh, you guys, it was so beautiful that I got to be able to witness and hear them sing. And I literally can hear this stuff. So I was
Oh,
just like, oh,
cute.
thank you. Oh, this was so beautiful. Um, uh,
Energy is everywhere.
yeah, it's everything where Nova, and you're becoming more light body because now, mind you, Nova, you have to remember that you are still transitioning off of that implant that you had inside of you,
Hmm.
the birth control.
Hmm.
I knew that one was going to affect her big time when she got that out. And
Hmm.
that could take a year. That could take a year for you to get back into what.
Hmm.
So, and it's going to be a little difficult and uncomfortable at times, but just breathe. You've got this. You have this, go lay down and sleep if you need to. I know you're probably tired of sleeping, but do the best you can with what you have. Everything is temporary. Nothing is permanent.
Hmm.
Remember that.
Hmm. Drink celery juice. That's
Yeah,
what I
drink the
celery juice.
celery juice. Celery juice is so good.
It's so it just soothes your liver because everything is like when you feel that real angry agitation, heat, that's your liver. It needs to be soothed with something. It's on fire. So you want to find things that you can consume that will soothe your liver. And I recommend celery juice like top for liver.
Get off
First
the
thing in the morning
sugar.
when you wake
Number
up.
one.
What's that?
Number one, get off the sugar.
Yes, of course. But yeah, just as far as like soothing the liver,
And
find.
celery juice is very inexpensive, you guys. You can get your own celery and you can juice it
Hmm.
yourself.
Hmm. I even
Um,
stick it in a blender. I chop them up in little pieces and I stick them in my blender. And then I have the cheesecloth and I squeeze it through the cheesecloth and
mhm.
scoop it out of the bowl and drink it. But yeah,
You don't need
cheese
any
takeaway.
fancy stuff to make your celery juice. Like she said, just
You
get a blender. Most of us have a blender, put it in there and
know? Hmm.
just separate it. You don't even have to have a cheesecloth. You can also use a strainer,
Exactly.
for spaghetti or noodles when you're separating
Hmm.
your water and your noodles. You can use
Hmm.
that too, you guys.
Hmm.
And Victor, I do believe that I know you want to change and do better. I don't know how to change and do better because I have autism. Quit using that as an excuse. You may have autism, but that's because you're a precursor for the future human. You're just a little ahead of yourself here. You're a little bit ahead of the humans. You were brought here to this planet for a reason that way. And start drinking the juice. And I I put together, it's on my website as an event, you guys. It's called the 5-day solstice channel of elimination. We'll be talking more about that. I try to make it as simple as I can. So hopefully everyone has these ingredients in their cabinet already. You can go to my website and go under events, you guys. Here, I got a link for you. I got a link for you guys.
So is that what's coming up? Is it the solstice that's coming up?
It's the solstice coming up on the 20th. This coming, yeah. So this
That
cleanse,
that
yeah,
makes
this
sense.
5-day cleanse, that channels of elimination is what the solstice channels of elimination is what I'm calling it. So we can all like get on get going on this detox, because it's very important to do the channels of eliminations first before you do anything. And then from there, next week we'll start a little detox, you guys, okay? And
Mhm.
start seeing what comes out of you guys. Um, okay, I got a couple of announcements to make, and don't let me forget before we go off here. So there's a QR code to my website, you guys. So you can go on there, go under events, And then you'll see I called it the 5 day solstice channel elimination detox. So that's what we're talking about today. Again, about detoxing and getting these
Yep.
critters out and the solstice. And okay, okay, we've got a couple. I absolutely difficult thing. We got a couple people who commented here. We got Nova. Yeah, it's not bad anymore, but it was not my favorite. Yeah, are you talking about the juice, right? I wonder if she's talking about the juice, right? The
I
celery
don't know.
juice.
Oh, doesn't she like it?
Oh, I think to me, I think
I
it
think
tastes
talking
really
about the
clean.
energy
Yeah.
that she
Okay,
was
we're just
around.
talking about the energy. Yeah, yeah, maybe
Yeah.
so. Um,
It's
yeah,
hard
I've
to
cut out
completely
sugars, but
avoid.
it's hard to completely avoid. I do my best.
It is hard. It's a hard one, the sugar. It's everywhere.
Not for me, it wasn't hard. Not for
Yeah,
me. It
but
made me feel like shit. So I don't
it's
know.
just in
I'm just,
everything. Like at my restaurant, whenever I have they feed me at the end of the night and they ask me what I want, I would say fried rice, but with like no sugar in it. Like you wouldn't think you have to say no sugar in your fried rice, but you have to. Like it's just everywhere,
oh,
unless it's a sour, spicy lemon soup. It's just they put it in everything. They put it in the curries, they put it in the stir fries, and so imagine what's in the Western food, because that's just pure sugars. Even like starches turn into sugars in your body.
mhm.
So it's the hidden poison in just everything that they've
Yeah.
given us in this
That's
matrix.
my number one advice for everyone. Get off the sugar, all of it. Get off of it. And I've got a list of stuff too. So, okay, so I went through my fair share of feeling the solstice coming on, and I guess we had a full moon not too long ago. Okay, she's talking about no hormones. Okay, okay, yeah, it's not bad anymore, but it was not my favorite. Okay, so that's what she was talking about. No, the
Mhm,
hormones and implant and sugars
mhm,
makes my heart crazy, so I hate it. But it's in a lot of stuff. Yeah, just
mhm.
get off of this stuff. Get off of it. I mean, I know it. I don't know. I guess it just you have to come to a point where you're sick and tired of it, and then you figure out another way.
Mhm.
And that's where I came with me. I'm very proud to say I sit here. I'm 18 months clean of sugar, so it's been a game
Well,
changer for
you,
me.
you have done a great job.
Yeah.
You have done
Yep.
a marvelous job with
Yep.
your self.
Thank you so much. I super appreciate that because it's not
Mhm.
easy. And now because I say no to that, I say no to everything really easy now. I'm the no person. Nope, 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 nope.
People don't like when I say no. It's never taken very very well from
Oh,
people.
they,
Uh,
I know they don't get. Someone told me that in my family. Someone in my family says, "Oh, that's all she knows. The word is no."
Not me. Never really got to use the word no, so now I struggle with the word no. I was like have an excuse to my no, but
Well, you'll learn to say it very freely and very easily once you have to say it enough to the foods that, no to sugar,
mhm,
no to
mhm,
preservatives. No, I've had to do that for so long. Now
mhm,
it's very simple for me to tell
with
someone, no, I'm
everything.
not doing that.
Mhm,
No, I don't want to.
mhm,
So that
mhm.
was good exercise, I guess. Okay. So you guys, we went through it again. Ann and I have been through some crazy stuff again this last past week. It all started with I came across some stuff called shilajit. Do you guys know what shilajit is? And saffron.
Mhm. I I've heard of it. I've heard of
You,
Sheila G. Saffron, of course, I know what saffron is
yeah,
because
yeah.
when
I
it's
actually. Oh,
Indian
let me go
food.
grab my shot. Yeah, let me go get my saffron. I actually have some fresh saffron, real quick. Hold on. Okay, so a while back, you guys, I had heard about shilajit And saffron being a very strong parasitic. It is so strong that it actually cleans the cell of the mitochondria. Like it cleans all the way through the mitochondria, which is a little tiny cell within inside the cell, which is your master energy cell. Okay. And I talk about mitochondria quite a bit. It's because that's what it's all about for me is my mitochondria, getting detoxed all the way down to my mitochondria.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the saffron. Okay. And it's just a beautiful herb. Very,
Mm-hmm.
very strong, very potent.
Mm-hmm.
This itself, I've had this for a while. This you just use a little bit for cooking and stuff. But anyways, but it was the shilajit that I had heard that the real stuff. If you have the real sticky stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then the stuff I happened to get was mixed with saffron, 2 grams
That's
of saffron.
cool.
I know. I got the real stuff. I got it just fell in my hands, you guys, literally.
Lucky.
I
Lucky,
know, right?
lucky.
I
Mm-hmm.
know. And that person gave me a big jar of it. Just gave me a whole bunch of like little, they're like little, like I guess like a you open it up like a little stick. I wish I had it with me, but I have it at my house.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so I take it, you guys. About maybe 3 or 4 hours later, my left side, my whole was just from my kidneys down to my pelvic floor was just inflamed. It was hurting. I was like, what the heck? What is going on? Oh man. And I was out of it. I was totally out of it. And then it moved to the right side, the exact same spot, but on the right side. I was like, holy moly, what the heck? So I went ahead and I did some research. I knew it was my kidneys, you guys. I knew it. Because you got kidneys on both sides. Hold on, I got an illustration to show you guys. So it has to do, this is what it was clearing out blood flukes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my computer might go down. If it does, I'll have to switch to my phone, you guys. So if I go off, I'll be right back. I'll just have to put my phone
Okay.
on. My battery's just not, it's not keeping up with our lives anymore.
Mine's on charge, so that's why I
Okay.
keep going.
Okay. It was clearing out. You see, here's the kidneys. Okay, you guys, you see these long, like,
And she's gone.
I'm sorry, you guys. Yeah, I knew my laptop. I knew it was going to go dead on me. Sorry about that, you guys. Can you guys see me okay?
Yep. You're like me, just small.
I know. I'm so sorry, you guys. So hopefully I'll be able to get through this. It's really hard for me to read the comments too. Okay, so what the pain that I was feeling, so there's your kidneys, you guys. Okay, there's the kidneys, and you see this long like vein, and it goes all the way down to your pelvic floor. And that is called the oh, what is that called again?
The
The
ureters.
ureters, your ureters,
Yeah.
ureters,
The
those long veiny things. Yeah. Can you guys all see that okay? Okay. Oh shoot, how am I going to be able to show them the picture of my oh
I know.
darn.
Mm,
To
I
show
know.
what came out. Yeah, it came out of my urine and it came out of my and then I gave birth to something in my urine, you guys. It was a parasite. And it's you can see it floating around in my urine in the pictures, but it's on my phone, and I got to figure out how can I get this off of my phone. And then 2 fluke worms. They're about an inch long.
Yikes.
Gosh, how can I get this? I want to show you guys these pictures. I wonder if I can, let me see if I can email them to myself real quick, you guys, and see what happens.
If this is what's coming out of you, but imagine what's still in the rest of all of us, because you've been doing this for many, many years. And you're still getting out like some, like the really big ones. Imagine what's in all of us. That's all I ever think. Even the fact they're still coming out of you.
Guys, and then I'll get I have an iPad up here that I can get, okay, and then I can get the iPad and maybe I can get the pictures from that. I
I was
know.
talking to you, but you couldn't hear me.
No,
But
I
I was
heard you. You
saying
said,
like, oh, could you hear me?
yeah, yeah. Let
Yeah.
me get my iPad real quick, you guys, and let me see if I can get that email off. Hold on a sec, okay? Oh, wait a minute. I have another phone too. Hold on a second. Okay. Just give me a minute, you guys. You can go ahead and talk, Ann.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, what's in us? Why? What? We would be full of these things.
Yeah. I mean, I cannot believe this stuff that has come out of me this year. But that has to do with me getting off of sugar, you guys.
Mm. Yeah, but you're also like cleaning, like using different things, like powerful things to clean you out too now. Like, I still just use papaya seeds, cloves, and then I do my binders, and you're using the Ivor, now using what's it called, shilajit and saffron mix. So, and you're getting out like some big, like some deep ones and some
Deep,
big ones.
very deep. Yeah,
Like I
very,
had
very
one
deep.
this, I get some, like I'm always having some come out. Like I saw some this today in the toilet, and I went to poke at it to try and like see, like, and it full like kind of broke apart and then swam off. And I was like,
Oh,
what? What the
hold on a
hell?
minute, you
And then
guys.
I
Hold
just
on a
seen this
minute.
one little long one. What's that?
Keep talking. Just keep talking.
Yeah, I just got this one little long one. Like I couldn't quite take. It wasn't any point taking a picture, but the whole clump of them just full swam off right in front of me. Like I wish I had videoed it because it was like, it was like watching an alien just like swim down into the toilet. And I'm like, this thing is alive. But oh my goodness, some of the ones you're getting out, Claudine, they are aliens inside your body. That is for sure. And then who's controlling the aliens inside your body? That is the question for all of us.
Can you hear me?
Sort of.
Ann,
Nah, now I can't hear you.
can you hear me?
Sort of.
Can't hear me?
Little bit. It's like you're in space.
Okay, you guys couldn't hear me, huh?
No.
Okay. Oh, I'm sweating really bad right here. Okay, so let me go ahead and just use my phone. I don't know where to put my phone.
Oh, Claudine, we can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
No.